Grand Rising, Wealth Building Wednesday, Wealth Building Wednesday. Thank you so much for showing up today. I really hope you all enjoy what I'm going to share today, since I didn't have no guests. And so I am excited about what I'm going to share today. It's very inspirational. You all know I love to study millionaires and billionaires. And so the information I'm sharing with you today is gathered from a couple years of information. So I'm excited to share this. For those who don't know, my name is Lakeisha LeGrand, also known as Madam Finance, because I help everyday people build wealth with confidence. Today is, what's the day? Today is February the 12th, 2025. So, those who don't know me and those who are here as well, I would like for you, if you're not following me, to follow me on my social media at Ask Madam Finance on Facebook and Instagram. I'm working on Twitter. But those who know that I love to start our show with a millionaire or billionaire success story. Now, this success story was written a while back. I probably had this maybe 6 years or so. So just keep that in mind. So today's this one was in 2017. Okay. So in July 2017, actually July the 27th, Amazon founder and CEO Jeff Bezos became the wealthiest person in the world with a net worth of over $90 billion, according to Forbes magazine, taking the first place spot from Microsoft founder Bill Gates. But Bezos hasn't always been the billionaire businessman he is today. He was born the son of a 16-year-old mom and a deadbeat dad that rode a unicycle and worked in a retail store making $1.25 an hour. His dad also had a drinking problem, so they divorced after less than 2 years of marriage. His mother, Jacqueline Guys, later married Miguel Bezos, an immigrant from Cuba, who only knew one English word, hamburger. Jeff did very well in school and met and married the love of his life, Mackenzie. When the idea of Amazon came, Bezos was just 30 and had been married for a year. I told my wife, Mackenzie, that I wanted to quit my job and go do this crazy thing that probably wouldn't work since most startups don't, and I wasn't sure what would happen after that. He says his wife told him to go for it. Ain't nothing like having a good woman by your side. Okay. But not everyone was on board. Bezos' boss took a walk through Central Park and told Bezos that while it sounds like a really good idea, it would be an even better idea for someone who didn't already had a good job. Bezos said, every well-intentioned, high-judgment person we asked told us not to do it. Jeff decided to take his risk and to step out in faith. Amazon was initially started in the garage of a rented house. At the onset, Amazon sold only books. Bezos would drive the package to the post office himself in 1987 Chevy Blazer. I thought maybe one day we would be able to afford a forklift. Today, Amazon is the largest online retailer in the world with over $128 billion in revenue per year. As a result of Jeff Bezos never giving up on his vision, Amazon currently employs over 341,000 people. I'm declaring and decreeing that we are all success stories. whatever your goal and dream is. You may not want to be a millionaire, you may not want to be a billionaire, but you may want to increase your income. Okay? Never too late. One of the things I'm working on trying to get this young lady on the show at Global. I introduced her to Queen. This young lady is 80 years old. Okay, y'all hear me? 80 years old and started her business. Okay, she started her cream for me. I wish I had it with because I bought one for Jabril and I also bought one for artists. For men, shea butter for men. Girl, and it smells so good. And you know what's so amazing about her being 80? Because she's 80, don't you know people want to support her just because she's 80? Guess what? People gonna want to support you just because you're 70. People gonna want to support you just because you're 75 and you starting your business. Okay? So don't talk about you too old to do your business and people won't support you. People are going to support you. Just like people support these young people. I'm a big fan of supporting young people because they're young and they're trying to do something for themselves. But guess what? People are going to support you and your business and whatever you're trying to do because people want to support you because you haven't given up. You're still working on your dream. So it's never too late. As long as you wake up every day, you can change your financial situation. The thing that's coming in my mind right now is when my mentor said, don't be afraid to give up the good to get the great. Don't be, did y'all hear? Let me say that one more time. Don't be afraid to give up the good to get the great. Because some people worry, well, I'm on Medicaid. I don't want to lose my Medicaid. No, come on now. Don't be scared to give up the good to get the great. Because as long as you're working towards bettering your situation, you're going to be able to get out of that situation. You're going to be like, shh. Forget that 120, what is it, 174 they pay for me every month by Part B. You're going to say, forget that, because you're going to be able to pay your own 175 and still have a lot of money left over.
That part.
You know what I mean? Don't be so, I don't want to pay no co-pays. Girl, bye. You're going to start making so much money, you ain't going to have no problem paying your co-pays, okay?
Yeah, somebody else's too.
And somebody else's too. So don't be afraid to give up the good to get the great. So with that being said, I am going to get the power and start with my presentation. Anybody have any questions or anything like that? Off of what we read, anything that they could take away for Jeff Bezos? I read these stories all the time on what they all have in common, and they don't give up. They stay diligent. They working on what they're working on. You know how many people have told him, no, that man didn't mean no attentions. He had his suggestion to him was in good faith, was sincere. But sometimes you can't listen to other people because they can't conceive it for themselves. So they can't conceive it. You're making a big old mistake because you got a good job. That would be good for somebody who didn't have a good job, but you got a good job. So you shouldn't go for your dreams, baby. Quit listening to people who it's so funny how all these people have advice. They like to give me advice. I'm sure they like to give you advice. These people who giving you all this advice don't have no money. Okay? So stop listening to all these people who got all these suggestions about how you should run your business, what you should do. Quit listening to them. Because they don't know your dream. They don't know your passion. They don't know, girl, you got favor. Okay? So we're going to stay in the game and we're going to keep on pushing on. So today I'm going to be using some of the scriptures also that keeps me focused all of these years. Okay. So here we go.
Isha,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a comment behind don't be afraid to give up the good to get the great.
Okay. Come
So I
on.
put teddy bear in the chat and he showed us a picture of this little girl and she had a teddy bear, and I must say it was her dad or either God. And he was like, "Give me the teddy bear." And she like, "No, I don't want to give you the teddy bear. No, I don't want to give you the teddy bear." And when she finally gave up the teddy bear, like if that teddy bear was probably about a foot tall, when she gave it up, she got a teddy bear that was like 3 feet tall and 2 feet, 3 feet wide. So, when we give up something that is smaller, we're gonna get a bigger harvest. It may not look like it, when we're in the midst of it, but once we hold on, keep our faith, keep our irons in the fire, putting our faith to work, we're gonna be blessed abundantly.
Thank you, Sharonda. That was good, girl. That was good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so let me go to this PowerPoint. I'm not going to tell you, I just put it together this morning, but I'm going to show y'all this PowerPoint. Okay. Okay. Can y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let me put this new thing I signed up for. Okay, now let me put it in. Forgive me, let me put it in show mode. Okay. Slide. Okay, here we go. I think this is it right here. Okay, there we go. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Glad you can see it. And I don't know if somebody can actually monitor the chat for me because I would like for people to put comments in the chat. If somebody can kind of like monitor chats today for me because I can't see the chats here. Okay, today we're going to talk about 20 powerful millionaire and billionaire facts for Wealth Building Wednesday. Rich people don't get refund checks. That was something I learned a long time ago. That's how you can tell whether or not, that's the dead giveaway, how you can tell whether or not really made some money or not. If they talking about they got a refund check, that means they ain't really made no money because millionaires and they don't get refund checks, okay?
Right.
A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. So that scripture for me always meant listen more than talk, increase your learning. That means work on your personal development. Keep keep learning. Don't worry about what areas you need to work on. So work on their areas and attain until wise counsel. This is Proverbs 1.5. That means get you a mentor. Get you a mentor. That's one thing millionaires and billionaires have in common. They have more than one mentor. More than one mentor. So get you a mentor. There are so many places that's out here, organizations that we found out on Saturday that's here to help you. SBA, Prosper Us, Global Empowerment. There's a lot of places here that can mentor you and advance you to the next level. The wealthy strategize their taxes so they don't overpay and wait for a refund. Instead, they maximize deductions and invest wisely. Most millionaires are self-made. The hand of the diligent make it rich. Now, I always keep that proverbs right near me. The hand of the diligent make it rich. That means you got to work. God will bless your want to. God will bless your hands. Anything that you touch, anything you want to do, He will bless you. You just got to stay diligent. You got to stay in the game. The Bible says everybody get time and chance. I don't care how old you are. Everybody get their time and chance. 88% of millionaires are first generation wealthy. They didn't inherit it. They worked, invested, and built businesses. Millionaires focus on cash flow, not just high salary. They focus on cash flow. This is a quote that everybody done heard before. Don't work for money, make money work for you. That's one of Robert Kiyosaki's, one of his famous quotes. They invest in income producing assets like real estate, stocks, businesses, rather than relying on paychecks. That's why I'm working on opening up a brokerage account, talking about different investments to receive passive income so that you can get passive income on a regular basis. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. That's why I have multiple streams of income. I'm trying to follow what the millionaires and billionaires is doing. They have 7 streams of income. Give a portion to 7 and also to 8. For thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. So that lets me know, in my mind, what comes to me is that we have to be givers. We have to be givers because we know what happens. We have to help the poor. We have to help. You have to give to different nonprofit organizations because we know what happens when there is no wealth. What happens when people lack money? Then you start having burglaries and people stealing from other people and different things like that. So we got to use our money not just to help ourselves, but to help the community so we can live better. We don't have to worry about that. So we do have to be givers. Wealthy people diversify their income. They diversify their income with business income, rental income, dividend stocks, capital gains, royalties, and interest income. Billionaires don't keep money in their savings accounts. A quote that I really like is, "Cash is trash if it's sitting idle," by Ray Keller. Cash is trash if it's sitting idle. Your money should be working. Your money should be doing something. It should be doing something. It should be invested. It should be being utilized. It should not just be sitting in a bank account that is not really giving you no income, no interest. So the rich invest in appreciating assets, stuff that's going to appreciate, like stocks, real estate, businesses, instead of letting money lose value in the bank. Because the banks are not giving you a lot of money. Most millionaires drive regular cars. They drive regular cars. A fact is, 63% of millionaires drive used cars. I got that from The Millionaire Next Door, which is a really good book. The Millionaire Next Door. Warren Buffett still drives a modest car despite being a billionaire. And I've been hearing a lot of people. It's amazing how things that we were taught, now things just be changing up. Even how the food, how you're supposed to eat, the pyramid on the food, everything is changing. They have a different outlook, a different philosophy. Some people are really saying it's not wise to buy a brand new car because it depreciates. And for other things, even buying a house is saying that might not even really be a good investment these days, just to buy a house because of all of the things that come with it, the expenses that come with it, the taxes, and have to fix this and have to fix that. So you do have to just look and see what is good for you. Millionaires live below their means. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. Please, you got to make sure that you are spending your money wisely. Many rich people avoid designer brands and luxury cars unless it's an investment like exotic car rentals. I know somebody I met, that's what they wanted to do, was rent out extravagant cars and those slingshots, to make money and rent them. And me, even though I love nice clothes and I like to look good, but I will go to a resale shop in a minute. I will go. You would think that I spent a lot of money, baby, but I will go to the resale shop in a minute.
Okay.
So avoid designer brands. Make it make sense, while you building your wealth. Most millionaires drive. Oh, I did this one already. Okay, let's see.
But
Quote.
Today is Wednesday, my time.
Somebody got their have to meet the mute. The rich legally pay less in taxes. Quote. It's not about how much money you make, but how much money you keep. That was one of the quotes I liked about Robert Kiyosaki. How much are you keeping? Even though you have, we're going to be opening up brokerage accounts. We're going to be putting money in it, but it's for long term. It's for long term, how much, and take that long term money to help increase more money for you to be able to get passive income on a regular basis. They use business tax deductions, real estate depreciation, and tax-free investments to help gain their wealth. Billionaires don't sell assets. They borrow against them. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. They take low-interest loans against their stocks and real estate instead of selling and paying for taxes. Now this one, I need you. Millionaires, they read more than the average person. A fact is, the average CEO reads 50 books a year, while the average person reads less than a year. Can somebody put in the chat, how many books do y'all read in a year? I should be ashamed. But I will put in the audio now. I will put in the audio to get it in. I will do that because I do use my car as my classroom. Use your car as your classroom. They got a ton of audio books that are out here. How many people? Can anybody read the chat? Anybody put something in chat? How many books you read in a year? Go ahead, somebody. Let's go, somebody. How many books? All right, somebody. How many books you read in a year?
I'll read the Course in Miracles. That's the best I can do right now.
That's real good. My ego telling me not to take it again, but I know I need to take it again. So I read books, but I don't always complete them. So that's going to be one of my goals, to actually don't pick up a book and read half of it and don't complete it. But I do pull them up in my car and I listen to them. So I hope, so I'm going to say that count because it helps me to be able to retain it and get to it a lot faster than me reading it. But I'm working on getting better because I've noticed that a lot of successful people do read. They do read. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy get understanding. Proverbs 4.7. Wisdom is the principal thing. So reading the books, working on your personal development is helping you to get more wise in your choices and in your decisions. So I really like that quote, that scripture. The wealthy invest in businesses, not just stocks. So this is the biggest thing, that true wealth truly comes through business. It don't come through nothing else. It doesn't come working for somebody else. So either you're going to own your own business, you're going to invest in yourself and own your own business, or you're going to invest in somebody else's business. Because what is a stock? Ownership. So you either going to invest in your business or you're going to be partial owner in somebody else's, okay? That's the only way to build wealth.
That's what they do in Shark Tank.
Come on now. Yes, they do. Having equity. Yes.
Yeah.
50% of millionaires own businesses or have equity in one. And that's exactly what I was going to use that analogy, Stacy, about Shark Tank. That's what they do. They're putting ownership in somebody else's business, you know? So if they business successful, guess what? They're going to be successful. They're getting the equity, you know? So that's good. So you're either going to own your own business, you're going to be partial of somebody else's business by owning stock in companies, or you're going to invest in somebody else's company. Business ownership creates cash flow, tax benefits, and generational wealth. Gotta be an owner. Gotta be an owner. Let's think ownership. Let's think ownership. Most millionaires. Okay, here we go again. I know I just did this morning, but most millionaires don't buy designer brands. Poor people try to look rich, while rich people stay rich by acting poor. The wealthy value ownership over image. So that's one thing we got to look, always want to look good. Always want to look good. Sometimes, people be looking good driving all these fancy cars. And then, what do your house look like? Or how much money you got in the bank? Do you even have enough money in your bank account while you up here flashing? So I love that. Poor people try to look rich while rich people stay rich by acting broke. That's just so much. This is crazy how that's the opposite. Poor people try to shine and look good and make it seem like they got it going on. But I still do believe it, act as though they were. Millionaires don't rely on one income stream. We talked about that a little bit earlier. They have multiple incomes, 7 streams of income. One of my scriptures, in the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand. You got to sow your seeds. You got to sow them seeds. You got to sow them seeds because you're going to reap a harvest. You're going to see that harvest. If one source dries up, they have multiple backups. That's one of the reasons why you have multiple streams of income, because if something is not working, something else is working. That's why you want to have a diversified financial portfolio to have to have balance. I love this, because they take calculated risk. Not just the risk, they take calculated risk. That means it's thought out. It's okay to, to take risks. And you may win some, you may lose some, but at least you was calculated. Like you personally, don't just buy stocks. Some people just buying stocks. At least, even if you just pick it up, read about the company that you want to buy. You may not really know, but you can look up at the owner. You can see who the owner is. You can you can research anybody nowadays and see their personality, the culture of their company. It's a lot of things that you can do. You might just, their values may meet your values. It may be something that you like, but at least you got a reason why you purchase the stock instead of just purchasing it. Or anything in life. Search a thing out. For God have not given us the spirit of fear, but the power and of love and of sound mind. Like, you got to take risks. God works through people. There's no business. There's no business that could be successful without people. A community cannot rise without people. God set it up that way. Being successful is not a solo act. We need one another. For businesses to strive, you need customers. In order for the people to be helped in Florida with all the fire burning, guess who came to the rescue? Who's coming to the people? So every billionaire has lost money, but learned. They adjusted and reinvested. It's okay. Just got to keep on moving on. You learn from your mistakes and you just keep on going. Because now this was one that I never lost. I never lost this saying. If you have not made a whole lot of mistakes and made and lost a whole lot of money, then you ain't did nothing. I'm gonna say that again. If you ain't made a whole lot of mistakes and lost a whole lot of money, then you ain't doing nothing. So let's make these mistakes. Let's lose this money, because eventually you're gonna get tired of losing your money. You're gonna get tired of making all these mistakes, and you're gonna get it right eventually. Millionaires spend money to save time. Now, this is what I've been working on from last year to this year. Quote, rich people value time, poor people value money. That's by Grant Cardone. They hire assistants, outsource tasks, and delegate so they can focus on high value activities. Taking some of those things off of your chest, off your chest or off your desk. So I'm starting to build me a team with Fiverr. The Philippines, they're very, very inexpensive to help you with the things that that you can do, because you don't see all of these millionaires and billionaires working in their business. You don't see them working in their business. You can't be working in your business. You need to be working outside of the business so you can grow your business. We got to have other people to delegate things to make your life a whole lot easier. So it's so worth it. And I'm seeing last year how it made a difference. It definitely made a difference. I had 2 people. I pretty much was paying them $10 an hour. They worked like 4 hours a day. Okay, that was $40. I just saved my little check or saved a little money, put it to the side just for them. And it did take a lot of pressure off of me, and I could see things getting done. But the Philippines they don't even offer that much. Like, I was surprised. They could work for you for 10 hours for like $20. Okay? Or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, find somebody who can put those hours in. It would definitely, truly be worth it. I hope this is resonating with someone, because it surely is more and more resonate with me so I can get more things done. I'm trying to find somebody now to help me fill out these grants. Because one thing about it, if you don't fill out the grants, you definitely don't have an opportunity. But if I can hire somebody to fill out those grant applications for me, as many grants as I get, I will have a better chance of getting more grants. The rich have a wealth mindset, not a paycheck to paycheck mindset. And I wanted to say, I'm not against nobody working, because I remember my mentor used to say, use your job as your classroom. Look at, learn and see what they're doing, how they're running their their business. Some people have started their own business based off of what they saw that wasn't working in the current business that they were in. Use it as your classroom. Use your job as a way to fund your business, to help pay, to pay things for your business. So I'm definitely not against anybody working. Use a paycheck to help invest. That's one of the reasons why I want to do Uber for a couple hours, so I can have extra money to go ahead and invest some more money. So think long term about ownership, assets, and legacy building. You just got to keep on moving. You just kind of keep staying out there. And it's okay. You're going to change. You're going to change things up. The business that you're probably working in right now may not be the business that you're going to end up with, but it's okay. Figure it out. What it is that you want. Like, we gotta start taking our lives serious. Like, what do we want? What do we want? How? Because as long focus on what you want, not what you don't have, not what is, just focus on what you want. How do you want to change your situation? How you're going to do it? It's nothing but planning, execution, action. You know what's so astonishing? Because I sometimes have to back up off of my son, both of my boys, because I used to have a routine with them. I always say, okay, when you in high school, elementary, what's next? Middle school. Okay, what do you do after middle school? High school. Okay, after high school, where you going? College. So that was my main thing, driving them to go to college, to college, to college, to college. Neither one of their butts went to college. Okay. But with the times that are here right now, you do not have to go to college to be successful, to change your income, to be a millionaire, to be a billionaire. You don't have to have college. So don't let that be a deterrent thinking, I don't have no education. I don't feel like I have nothing to offer. That is not true. That is not true. The fact is, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Richard Branson, and Elon Musk all dropped out of school. All dropped out of school. So do not let that stop you or feel like you're not smart enough, because you are. Success isn't about degrees. It's about innovation and execution and action. Putting stuff to action. And have a want to. You got to just have a want to. And just keep on moving on. They don't budget like broke people do. Quote, track big expenses, not small ones. We be trying to track every little thing that goes on, every little thing, making sure nothing is out. That's why budgeting is boring for a lot of people. But instead of tracking every dollar, they focus on growth and investments. The big things that make a difference. Rich people use debt differently. In Proverbs, owe no man anything but to love one another. They leverage good debt, real estate, investments versus bad debt, which is credit cards and, and car loans. You're not supposed to owe anybody anything. You're supposed to be a blessing, to be blessed, to be a blessing to other people. You don't want to be the borrower. You want to be the lender. You want to be able to bless other people's businesses, bless other communities to bless. So you don't want to be a borrower. You should want to be a lender to be able to help other people. Romans 13:8. Most millionaires don't hit their first $1 million to after their age of 50. I do know now the age that we're living in right now is that more younger people are becoming millionaires with the technology and different things like they are. And it's okay, but it's not too late for you. It's not too late. Those are thou they beginning was small, yet they latter end should greatly increase. So, like the Bible says, despise not small beginnings. So you might start off small. It don't matter. You keep on doing what you do. You keep on working on what it is that you want. You just keep on moving, and you will surely see increase. This blew me away. And we're going to be talking about this next. We're going to be talking about this next Wednesday. This is examples of billionaires who own small stakes in their companies. Now that blew me away. Elon Musk owns Tesla, and he only had 12% ownership of his company. Warren Buffett owns Berkshire Hathaway. He only owns 15% of his company. Jeff Bezos owns Amazon, and he only owns 9% of his company.
What?
Mark Zuckerberg, he did at this time, he did own, Meta, which is Facebook, owns only 13% of his company. Steve Jobs, before passing, Apple and Pixar, only owed 0.5% of Apple, 7% of Disney after Pixar sale. Oprah Winfrey of OWN Network only owns 5% of her company. Howard Schwartz of Starbucks only owns 2% of his business. Michael Jordan, Charlotte Hornets, before selling, only owned 5% of his company. And it is going to be so interesting next week to find out why is this like this? Why? Okay, so this is just training our mindset about our own businesses. What's going on our own business and what we need to do and why they do it. So you can have something to think about as you grow in your business, your multi-million-dollar business. Conclusion, wealth is a choice, not an accident. If you want to be wealthy, you must be an owner. Either you're going to own your own business or you're going to own partial of somebody else's business or you're going to own equity in somebody else's business. Either own your own business again or own a piece of somebody else's business. Jobs make you a living. Ownership makes you rich. Are you working to make someone else rich? Or are you building wealth for yourself? My final takeaway is becoming wealthy is a mindset and a strategy, not luck. Think ownership over salary. Build multiple income streams. Invest in assets, not liabilities, and use debt wisely. So what we're going to, when I get out of the screen, I want you to, which millionaire fact shocked you the most? What did I say? Or was there anything that was being said to make you think about your future? And thank you all. I got my last slide, but thank you all. But I hope some of these facts and different things resonated. Anybody, did anything resonate with you? Because that
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stacy.
The fact that rich people don't concentrate on owning their own homes, but investment property instead. Like right now, I'm really trying to focus on paying this house off because the market fluctuates so much. Your house can be worth $300,000 one year. 6 months later, it might be worth 70,000. Who knows, And so I really want to pay it off and make it an investment property. And like right now, I have 3 cars. I have a van and 2 other cars. They're all paid off. And I'm not even thinking about getting another one. So I have had a serious mind shift on how I spend my money and invest in my money, because the older you get, you have to be really strategic about where you put your money and how you invest it. And so I've opened up this brokerage account and I got money in it. I'm just trying to figure out where I need to put it. And I'm trying to strategize on where to put this money at, because I want to make sure, I know some of it's going to be a risk, but I want to put it, first of all, in REITs and let that passive income come first before I start investing in things like stocks where I know I can lose money. And I know you said, don't be scared to lose no money, but I need to have enough money to afford to lose some. So you ain't getting all my stuff. But yeah, that resonated with me, that owning that property deal.
Okay, so one of the things that is in my portfolio is REITs. For those who don't know what REITs are, they are real estate investment trusts. It's by law that they have to pay out 90% of their profits to the investors. So I do have a portion of REITs. I also have in my portfolio, this is what I was working on yesterday, to go down to only concentrate on no more than 12 different things, which is some ETFs. I want to make sure I have at least 3 ETFs, because I got all kind of stuff, and I want to kind of like be more strategic that it was saying earlier, to be more strategic about my approach. And also to have at least 3 different type of REITs that I want to invest in with that has dividend stocks. I want dividends. So whether the stock market go up or go down, it don't matter. They're still going to pay dividends most of the time. So you want to be strategic to make sure you look at the history where they able to pay dividends year after year after year after year, or not. But you want to be able to, to get the dividends, because no matter whether the stock go up, go down, it don't matter. Then we got to change our mindset also regarding when you're looking at the stock going down, because one thing about the market, when it go down, it's definitely going to go back up. It's to change our mindset, how we look at that. We want to look at it as, oh, it went on sale. Look at it as it went on sale. When the market, oh, I'm going to buy more of this. I'm going to buy more, because definitely it's going to go up. And then we're looking at it for long term. You want to make sure that you're being consistent and investing for long term, for at least 10 years or 20 years. And then, because within those 10 years, don't worry about what is going up. Just go ahead and just keep investing, just keep on and being consistent. You will see something different. I'm going to read some things that that's in the chat. Sharonda said, I opened a HYSA. Is that a health yield savings account? 4% for a savings account? What is that? I'm not for sure what the HYSA is. But she said she's doing that. So I'm glad she's doing something and not doing nothing. Star said, what shocked me the most is the owners only had a small amount of ownership in their company. Yeah, Star, that blew me away when I had found that out too. And it's a reason why. And we're going to talk about that next Wednesday. Star said, I always thought the ownership owned at least 51%. Yeah, so even though they own, when you being diversified, like as a minority, somebody got to own more shares than the other. So I'm going to get more, because we only got 7 minutes. I'm going to get more into that next week, why it's like that. But yeah, when you're doing different things, somebody have to have more ownership than the other. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody
I wanted
else?
to say I was surprised by the 50 books, because I do not read 50 books, and maybe that's why I'm not a billionaire. Oh, but I have access, like you said, the audiobooks and everything, and I guess I need to just spend more time, like more of everybody has a couple moments, even if it's 5 minutes just to listen to a chapter of an audiobook or something. I need to make sure that I do that for myself more often, because there's so much I could be learning and I could be using, and I have access to that information. But if I'm not allowing myself to take in that information, then I can't use it. So yeah, I definitely need to pick my book game up a lot more.
Yeah, I've been noticing that throughout the last, 10 years, how more successful people that I look at and how much they read. So that's why I started doing audiobooks and using my car as a classroom. So when I'm in my car, I don't listen to the radio. As soon as I come in, people don't be wanting to be in the car with me. But I don't care. I mean, like, look, when I was Uber, okay, I hope you don't mind, but I'm listening to Neville Gard. I'm listening to something that's going to enhance me, because all those times that you driving, they add up to hours. And so what's also good too is if you have the audio book and the book at the same time, you might get through it a lot faster too. You got the audio book and you also have the book, and you're doing it at the same time. I kind of like the feel of that. It seemed like I go through the book a lot faster. Having the audio book and the book at the same time has helped also. So yeah, I need to pick up my book. And I've been buying books. Like that's I'm like, okay, when I'm gonna read all these books? I think within the last 2 weeks, I done bought probably about 8 new books. Jabril bought some too. I was like, oh. And they really some good books. That guy who was on the show, your show, that book is really good. I started reading, so I said, oh, this is good. So, I do want to pick up, that because that is working on your personal development.
That is so true, Keisha. I got so many books. Look at all these books I got. Y'all see them right there? You ain't seen them right there. I got some more in my room.
Girl.
I had to read them more, but they interest me a lot. So I got them. I am going to read them. I am.
Yeah.
Interest me.
Yeah, that's why I can't read just anything. I said, girl, I'm behind in my reading. I can't. Girl, you would think I have a library, okay, in my house. I got books in the basement. I got books in my bedroom, like all around. I got book, girl. I had to buy another bookshelf. That's a new book because I got so many. So yeah, but we do have to work on our personal development and get it in. Anybody else? Anything that interested them or
I find that if you buy books that you are interested in, you'll get around to reading them. But if you just buying books just because somebody else said, get this book, you may not read it. But if you're interested in it, it is something that flows with you and you're going to use it for real, those are the books that you should really get.
And to allocate. Now, it's one thing to be getting the information, but you got not just get the information, you have to apply it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we get caught up getting the information, but are you applying the information that you're getting? So that's what I'm working on more is applying the information that I'm getting, applying that. Anybody else? One of the things we have to be careful. Oh, did you say yes, Evelyn? You had something to say? Look. And
I'll say is I put it in chat that I had opened a high yield savings account. Okay. So it's 4% instead of 0.02 or whatever.
Yes.
Because I was like, this was right before I got the brokerage account. So thank you to Keisha. I did open my brokerage account. I did transfer some money over there. I did buy a stock. I still got a little bit of more money that's over there that I gotta find somewhere to put it on another stock or whatever. But just if you're gonna have a regular savings account, I'm like, because I saw some videos, this girl, she's like, oh, these people, they pay me to have my money in my accounts. And I'm like, that makes sense. I'm like, I don't know why I was never exposed to this before. It's like, you're going to have your money in the account. Your money might as well be making money for you. And I did take a screenshot of that one quote that you said about idle money, something is a waste. That makes a lot of sense. Like we want our money making money for us, even if it's a little bit. So far, I mean, my regular accounts, I might get a little bit of money a quarter, and I only had a little bit of money over there on Cash App. And so far, I mean, I got 40 cents. 40 cents was, so far, I already got more money than I've gotten out of my regular bank accounts. So I said, I need to put more money over there in the meantime because yeah. Okay, here we go. Cash is sitting. No, your picture was in the way. So I have it saying cash is something sitting idle. Oh, cash is a waste sitting idle by Ray Dalio. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, it's good to.
Yeah, a lot of millionaires and billionaires, yes, That was very good, Sharon. A lot of they have their stuff in the market some kind of way in their portfolio that's making money, because the more money you have, the more shares you have, the more money that you can actually make. And I'm going to show examples. I'm working on showing examples of that. Well, it is 10:01. And so I hope you all enjoyed the 20 most facts about millionaires and billionaires. I really want to say thank you so much, you all, for showing up. Please, again, I would love it if you could follow me on Ask Madam Finance while I build my brand. And I'm just excited about 2025. I'm excited about you all's successes. I'm excited about my success. I'm excited about the actions that we're taking, So let's look forward to 2025 in the future. So let's give ourselves a hug. And let's hug the world, because the world needs hugs too. And let's share some love, light, peace, and happiness to everyone. Oh, can I tell y'all before we go? I'm so excited. I did yesterday. I funded my first grandbaby's account. So I am working on my grandkids that I don't even have yet. I opened up a brokerage account so my son got to work on us open up an account together so I can start investing in his children's fund. So since it's been a week and when he ain't got that together for me yet, I invested in Jabril's grandchildren brokerage account yesterday, because I don't know how long I'm going to live. I want to do something for my grandkids. And so let me do it now. Put as much as I can up for them. Get a head start, jump start, because they both said that they wanted children. So, if they never have children, okay, it just go to them. But I want to leave a legacy to my children and my children. So I was so happy I said, I'm not waiting on you no more, Yusuf, because I wanted to do it at the same time. So I did yesterday. So I'm excited about that. So I'm looking forward to putting more money into my grandkids. And I didn't boom yet.
Oh, so they're not working on grandkids yet?
Girl, no, they probably scared to have kids out of wedlock. They probably scared. No, they don't want kids right now. Both of them don't want kids right now, but they do want one. So I just never know. I'm 57 years old. I don't know how long I will be able to, but I do want to make sure they know that their grandmama did this for them. So I'm really excited about that. So with that being said, I love y'all. Let's keep up the good work and have a fantastic day on purpose.
Ashe.
You as well.
Thank you, Miss Louise. Thank you all.